Hi, I'm Bob Munn, your host for 2020 Industry Insights. Now, the installment you're about to view originated on April 20th, 2012 from a hotel room in Atlanta, Georgia, and I want to warn you, at the very beginning of this, the sound quality from Atlanta is all over the place. I think we got most of it kind of straightened out in post-production. The good news is that when we get to the meat of the program with Barbara and Doug, who are back in New England, the sound quality gets a whole lot better. And that's only fitting because Barbara Perry and Doug Fabian do a great job with this motivating your sales team topic, as you'll see in just a moment. Hey, hi everyone. This is Bob Munn. And on behalf of the IFPA Board of Directors, welcome to 2020 Industry Insights. Today's session is a little unique because we're not originating from the Fortress of Solitude, that room in the back of my house that nobody likes to go to. Today, we're coming to you from a hotel room in Atlanta, Georgia, because that's where I woke up this morning. And it's kind of a risky proposition given past history. But nevertheless, 2020 is part of your board's mission to help IFPA members innovate and prepare for the next generation of community publishing challenges. New publishing insights every month provided by the smartest people in our industry, your peers. We have some great topics scheduled for future months. We'll talk about them at the end of this session. But the most important thing we can do right now is to get to it.
A lot of echo, Bob.
Yep, a lot.
Really? How about now?
Better, but still echo.
I'm fortunate today to be joined by two of the most innovative sales executives in our industry. Barbara Perry from East Longmeadow, Massachusetts, and Doug Fabian from Vernon, Connecticut. Barb and Doug, curiously enough, both lead forces. However, it's two totally different reminder publications in two totally different states. Okay, I've known these two for more years than I can begin to speak, and more than they like to remember. But excuse me, we're having another little problem here.
A whole lot of echo still.
I want to apologize for the audio on this. I can't quite figure out why that's going on. I really do apologize. I hope that's not coming across the rest of the country like that. I've known these two for years, but as long as I've known them, I can always count on learning something new from them. For example, when we started working on this topic, my take on sales contests was that it always seemed too much like bribing salespeople to do what was supposed to be their job in the first place. But in listening to Barb and Doug, it's obvious they're doing far more than just waving money in front of the sales team. Many of their events don't even involve money. Their approach is more about focus. It's about reminding the entire organization what the goals are and why. They give their teams another way to keep score, but at the same time, keeping their team's eye on the ball. So, Doug and Barb, it's never boring on your sales team, is it?
Absolutely not. We try to keep it sharp.
That's right. Keep it interesting. Never a dull moment. So
yeah, and this is not a dull moment here either. If somebody has on their webinar, you see a little scorecard on the right there, a dashboard. Could you just let us know by typing in if you can hear us fine? We're having some massive echoes, and I'm not seeing anybody on the attendee list right now either. So
it's on that other computer. There's a bunch in here, Doug.
All right.
Okay.
Cool. And the maid just came to change the room.
So cool. It's not dull. It's not dull at all at our papers. It's not dull here right now either. I want to thank the king, the absolute king of the 2020 seminars, because Bob Munn with this echo is on his throne in the bathroom of his hotel room. I just thought I'd have to paint that picture for all of you now.
That's so kind of you. Barb, do you have the ball?
I do, and okay. I'm ready to go. If we're ready to get started, Doug, you want to get going?
Absolutely.
All right, terrific. So as the screen says, why have a contest? And we're going to talk a little bit about that today. Why have a contest? And then we're going to talk about some ideas for contests, and we're going to then talk about a little bit of the logistics, the budget, and all of those fun things. So why don't we hop right into it?
All right. There's quite a few reasons you could to have a contest. We're going to break it down to just 5 or 6 that have worked for us over the years. The first one, as I hope you can all see on your screen there, is when you have a new product. Barb and I have both found that over the years, we've spent a couple weeks on something or a couple months on, and we're all excited about it, and we're faced with showing our salespeople and rolling it out into the public. And we want to incentivize and award and reward our people with one of our new products to really get it rolling.
Absolutely. Special sections is another great reason to have a contest if you're trying to either develop a new one, or maybe you have one that you've been doing for a few years and it's starting to run out of steam. This is a great way to re-energize it.
Right. We've also found that if you want to get that last 10% out of a special section, having a contest is a great way to do it, as well as long-term company goals. At both of our papers, and I'm sure at most of yours, you have a yearly goal or annual goals. We like to incentivize those goals and make them fun and really put out some good rewards for them.
Absolutely. And those long-term goals in the end benefit the company. So it works really great for everybody.
Right. Other reasons we have for having our sales contests are, sometimes you get burned out, whether it be a special section, whether it be the economy, whether it be just some circumstances at your office. We like to take that opportunity to run some contests so that we can reverse that trend and put some zing into what we're trying to get done.
Right, definitely. Morale, a good reason to have a contest or just do something fun around the office is morale. Sometimes, especially over the past couple of years, things get a little down. Well, here's a great way of turning it around and getting everybody talking and having a good time. So, which also brings up buzz.
Right, not the kind of buzz that Munn is thinking about, but you go ahead, Barb.
That's true. Oftentimes with buzz, what we're talking about here is just creating some excitement amongst the whole company. So the contest may involve the sales team, but if you can get everybody in the company involved in talking about it, now it becomes easier for everybody to move forward on whether it's the new section, the new product, or just developing something different. So it's a great way to get everybody talking.
Okay. Could you give us an idea of some of the events you guys have found particularly successful? I think that's what the folks here would really like to see.
Sure, absolutely. You must have been looking at the PowerPoint. I do want to let you know before we go, Mun, just to make you a little nervous, is I've taken the PowerPoint and I've sort of reorganized all the slides, so you really don't know what's coming. But
good.
Yeah, Barbara and I have agreed over a lot of years here that we like to break our contest down to 3 types of contests. And the first one are short-term contests. So why don't you start us off, Barb?
Sure. Short-term contest, generally, and we'll talk a little bit more about this later on, but it's generally talking, 1 hour to 30 days. That can be a short-term contest. A great one is being the first to do something. As a matter of fact, I just did that today. We have a new video offering that we're giving our customers, and I had $20 bills for the first people to schedule appointments. So just before I started this conversation, I handed out a $20 bill to somebody. So it's a good way to get people interested and want to jump in and participate right away.
Right. Another short-term contest or sell 2 or 3 of this or that, and we just completed one here where we had we've had a coupon product for years and years, and we just finished 3 successive double-digit growth in it. So as we came to it, we wanted to get a 4th successive growth out of this product, obviously. So I put out there to sell 2 new customers that have not been in our coupon product to all of our salespeople. And if they won, they got a choice of $50 or a GPS, which I happened to find a great one on Amazon that was about a $220 unit for $8. So it was the first 2 to sell a new customer in this product, and happy to say out of 18 people out there, I'm rewarding 9 GPS units and one $50 prize.
That's awesome. Breakfast, lunch, or dinner is simply that. We find that food works well around here, and so we'll have contests. We're going to take them to breakfast, or we're going to bring lunch in. We just finished the first quarter, had really good results, and had the last push on it. And as a result of the last push, we brought lunch in for the entire company. So now everybody benefits, and the sales team, they're the heroes because we're the one that had lunch brought in. So it's a great way to get everybody in.
Well, we've done stuff instead of having it brought in. I've transformed the sales. You know, had the whole company up into our abode, and other than a couple extra carpet cleanings, it's worked out great. Where someone has we've hit a goal and we've shared with the company, and that, by the way, is I talk about. You got Yep.
Very
this
affordable.
Very affordable. Let the boss.
Let the boss do it. Yeah, exactly. That's one. Quite often here, we'll set our goals, and the prize will be something that we're going to get Dan to do. Our favorite one is we run a wedding section, and we went in and thought, okay, what would be the number you would want us to hit? If we hit it, you would do our company meeting in a wedding gown. Well, he picked this outrageous number. It was really high, about 5,000 grand over what we normally do. And the sales team went after it because they wanted him in a wedding dress. And so you all thought the first time he was in a wedding dress was probably at the IFK conference, but oh no, he'd had a practice run. He was a great sport, but everybody loved it because they were getting Dan to put that wedding dress on. So it worked out really great. We had cake and flowers. It was wonderful. A lot of fun.
As I'm looking at the attendee list here, I would strongly suggest that some of you don't do the wedding dress contest, including myself.
Yeah.
Another great one is, hit the number in the next 60 minutes. And, don't take a lot of what we say literally. It could be hit the number in the next day, hit the number in the next 2 hours, but we've done some stuff, and I know Bob does this all the time. We'll have our sales meeting, and we'll ship out the sales staff. It says, the first person that does this in the next hour, if you do this in the next hour, tell a half page in the next hour, I got a $20 bill for you. And it's good gasoline to get the fire going.
Absolutely. And it's funny you say that, but we do that oftentimes. It's gas cards for us. We do a phone blitz every week, and oftentimes I'll run the contest around it's a 1 hour phone blitz. The person that has the most appointments at the end of the hour, that will give them something, whether it's a gas card or cash, $10, $20 bill. But it takes 60 minutes, and I'm out there pushing everybody, and you'll get appointments. It works. So similar to pick your prize.
Yeah, we do that a lot with some restaurant gift cards that we have. We'll lay something out there and allow the sales rep to pick the prize. Whether if it's restaurant gift cards, they get to pick the restaurant, so they can choose one that they like to go to all the time, that they've never been to. They can choose to bring their friends with them and really look like the hero when they're paying for their dinner with a gift card that they had.
Yeah. The next one, a contest for a contest, is something that we just did here. I just, after a while you run out of ideas, and I was kind of at that spot. So what we did is we took our sales team and made them into teams of 2. They had to go back, create a contest, and then come to the next sales meeting and present their sales contest to the whole entire team. And then the sales team voted on the contest that they wanted to do. It went really great. We got some great ideas for future contests, plus the contest that we're actually going to do. So it was a contest for a contest. Worked out really great.
All right. Before you flip to the next slide, Barb, I'd like to encourage everyone to if you have some questions in your little box on the right hand of your screen, you can put some questions forth. Bob will go through those questions, organize them, and we're going to have some time later. Long-term contests.
Right.
And again, we're talking about some contest ideas here. We're going to give you some ABCs and 1, 2, 3s of all of these types of contests. But one that we've done, and we call it Build Your Brick Wall. We have a real long 40-foot catwalk out above the press room, and what we've done is we've decided on a long term, this one happened to be a quarter, that people, we looked at just bump our number. It was just let's get to a 10% increase. So we chose about 15 of our products, and we assigned different categories, different point values, different brick values to each one of those things. If you sold a new customer, it might be worth 5 bricks. And what we did is we built a wall for each of our salespeople using bricks. If you got to, I think it was if you got to 100 or 200 bricks, you got $500 for that contest. So it was you could see the contest building, you could see the scorekeeping happening, and everybody walked by and saw how their wall was being built. That one was a lot of fun, and there was a lot of success there.
I love it that it's so visual. I think that's really great. A hole-in-one is a contest that we ran here, and we actually set up on the wall a 9-hole golf course. And the sales reps, in order to move from one hole to the next, they were required to meet certain criteria. They had to open up a new account, they had to get signed contracts, and they had to sell some online advertising. And when they did that, they got to move to the next hole. And the person who completed the 9 holes first got, a little bit larger prize, but everybody got something for completing all 9 holes. And the way we celebrated the end of the contest is we went to one of our customers, a miniature golf place right here in town, and we had our own miniature golf tournament and had hot dogs and the whole thing. So it was really fun, but everybody moved forward, and all of it helped us to reach our company goals. So it was really great.
We're making your sales goal at our company is to be 10% above last year. So if our salespeople quarter, there's a pretty significant reward of $1,000. What we do with that is we give them the opportunity to spend that reward with our customers, and we'll write $1,200 worth of checks to our customers. We had a woman who beat her goal in the last quarter of last year and wrote a $1,200 check to her oil company that would pay for her oil for most of the winter, which is fully convinced that's why we didn't have a winner, because she was able to prepay her oil by winning a quarterly sales contest, which we scorekeep each and every month, and get pretty excited when it comes to the end of meeting your quarterly goal, which again is 10% over sales. So that $1,000 prize is not a real big investment on our part.
I think that's so cool. I think what I like about that is that you have the opportunity for the salesperson to win, a customer of yours can win, and then of course the company wins when they're hitting that goal. I think that's really cool. The last one is President's Club. A lot of you probably have heard me talk about this before. We've been doing President's Club here for many years. And what happens with us is we set quotas for each of the sales reps. The quota is basically about 5% more than what they did the year before. Well, in order to qualify for President's Club, they have to hit the 5% plus an additional $25,000. And when they do that, we send them and someone of their choice to away for 5 or 6 days on a vacation. Used to do cruises. Now we send them off to all-inclusive, and we send them all at the same time. So every salesperson that didn't go is back here in the office knowing that somebody else is sitting on a beach, and hopefully that's incentivizing them to get onto the beach for the next year. So it's a great contest. And
so let's see, right. Contests for fun. There are both of our favorites. We think it's a big part of sales department to have fun within by winning. A win for a lot or all of our salespeople. We're out in the road. We're out where everything's happening right now, good, bad, and ugly, and we'd like to instill a little bit of fun into our sales staff, into our salespeople, so that it just oozes out of them when they go out and talk to their customers.
Right. We do how most of these contests that we do. It involves the whole company. We had a time period a while back there. Morale was a little bit down, and so we instituted what we call Fun Fridays. And so the bowling tournament literally went out, bought some plastic bowling pins with the balls, and set them up in the hallway in the office, and we had a bowling tournament. We set up teams mixing the different departments, and there was a winning team, and the winners on the team each got a $25 gas card. But it really was just about creating some fun, a little diversion to everything else that was going on. So it's a great way to get everybody involved and turn it around a little bit, make everybody say, okay, you know what, this isn't so bad, we can do it. The scavenger hunt was exactly the and gas cards right now are like primo for prizes around here for us because the cost of gas is so high. They're loving it. and I started to talk so much here, but keep it clean is something that we've done here twice a year. 30 days prior to say, okay, it's that time of year, we're going to start cleaning our desks. What he does just before is he goes around and checks out everybody's desk to see how messy they are. And then at the end of the cleaning day, he goes back around and reviews them again. And then the 3 most improved desks receive awards. This year, what we used is rubber duckies. So if your desk was voted one of the top 3 most improved, you have a rubber ducky on is cleaned up and have a little fun with it too.
Yeah, I think I like this one. Supposed to say, yeah, I think I'm supposed to say when you business, I clean my desk twice a decade, and we bring a dumpster out and. And fitness section, we called it Race to a Finish. We had one of our artists find a runner, like a hurdler, and drew a caricature on that body. Found a female body and a male body, drew a caricature of our salespeople's head on top of those runners. And out in that long area there, we put some hurdles out there. We had a goal, and we showed people just running to the finish line, and where they stood, and when they reached it, there was some sort of run a marathon after the race to the finish. But it had people involved as they walked through. They checked where people were. Everybody laughed at of the caricature, because we don't have any world-class hurdlers selling advertising here, and it was just a lot of fun that stopped people in their tracks every time they walked along the track, the pseudo track. So a whole lot of fun.
Yeah, it sounds like it's a really good time.
Yeah.
Just for a second, guys, we've got a couple of questions coming in. Your roadmap. They'd like to see a set how you go about designing a promotion, and obviously you got. At the end of this, it's all going to be about your questions. If you have one, you can enter it directly from the dashboard on your screen, just like these folks did when they came in and asked for step-by-step instructions. But Doug and Barb are here to answer your questions, so don't be shy about putting the question up there. Now, Doug and Barb, how about that roadmap?
All right. Well, we are prepared, as you say, Bob, but I do want to let you know that you all know where to find us, and we'll help you with whatever questions you have on any sales contest. So don't be bashful to contact either one of us. But together, over the last 25 years, we've made more mistakes in making sales contests and setting them up and finishing them than you can imagine. So we have some stuff that we're pretty passionate about that we'd like to talk to you about. And the first one start with how to build a sales contest.
I think number one, you want to define the sales contest incentives. What are the prizes going to be? And like we said, it doesn't have to be cash. It can be gift cards, or sometimes it can just be the recognition that this person did it and you're recognizing them and honoring them. It doesn't have to be, but know what they're going to be and define them.
Right, and know what the value is. Set up your budget. If you're looking to increase something by $1,000, you can't give $2,000 worth of prizes. But as Barb said, I love $20 things. I love, Barb uses gas cards. I'm going to do some of that. We've learned that over the last couple of weeks. Gift cards. It doesn't have to be big, but you need to decide your budget as you set up and build a sales contest.
Right. And you want to structure the contest around your business goals. What is it that you're trying to accomplish? The most important thing when the contest is over is that you're feeling really good that the company has benefited from having this contest. The salespeople are going to like the idea that they're winning prizes, but you also have to feel comfortable that the company is winning as well. So really important to take a look at that.
Absolutely. Use rules that are easy to follow and fair. Here's a true 3x3 Post-it, and I try to be able to, in my ugly handwriting, write all the rules on one side of that Post-it. if I make that, we'll understand it.
For sure.
But make sure to win.
Right, and they'll lose interest at some point. So you want to make sure that they're management. If there's other people in your office that could be affected by the results of this contest, you want to make sure encourage the sales team to move forward towards the goals you're trying to accomplish. So
and not
really
only encourage the sales staff, but many times, Barb and I have been talking offline here, that many times our other management or our owners have made great suggestions that have really taken some of these contests over the edge with success. So, you know, your folks, you got a lot of good thought process go on in your company, and use them. But you want to communicate, obviously, so everyone knows, but also look to get some great suggestions from that communication.
Absolutely. I think one of my favorite stories is we had a sales contest going at one point, and I was away on vacation, and I was calling in to check my messages, and there was a message from our graphic design manager to the sales team reminding them of what they had to do to get their goal. And I'm like, oh my gosh, I'm not even there, and she's into it, and she's pushing them. It was fantastic, really good. I was so happy that she knew what was going on.
Really
review
awesome.
the entire
Awesome.
It is.
Go ahead.
Really
Sorry.
cool. No problem. Review the entire contest. You want to just make sure all the ducks are in a row and everybody's going in the same direction. You know, take one last time, because once it goes, it goes. So, which brings us to number 7.
Yeah, and I'm gonna put a 6A in here that happened with this GPS contest. Review the entire contest and make sure you can get the prizes that you want. I ordered those 9 GPSs from Amazon, and they politely told me that they only wanted me to sell me 2 at a time. So I had to go through about an hour and a half worth of rigmarole to get the 9 contests, including having my dog buy 2, and you know, my father, who's been gone for 5 years, bought a couple. So you really have to review everything right down to ending the contest. And here's the big one, and it's a good segue into it. Do not change the rules once the contest starts. If I said, you know what, you can't get this cool GPS that I told you could have, I just shot myself in the foot right at the end. You can't change the rules. You have to live by your rules. We're going to address some of those reasons to set up the rules right here in a couple minutes, but you can't change the rules once you start it.
No, and Doug, you said something the other day that really struck home with me, that if you're halfway through the contest and you realize maybe you've made a mistake on how you're setting it up, you can never let on. And I thought that was really, really smart when you said that. You know, you just have to be happy that they're participating and learn from it for the next time, for sure. All right.
All right, we talked about the type of contest, but we just want to go over them real quickly. You know, again, we break them down into 3 types of contests. The short term, where we like them to be 1 to 30 days. One's got to know what's happening each of those days. If it's a 1-week contest, probably every day. You got to report so that you can win. You got to keep track so you can award and people get their rewards. So short-term ones, probably some of the easiest ones to do, but important that you have them so you get instantaneous, you know, like lighting a match to gasoline. Boom, right away you get it done.
Exactly. Long-term, as we said, you know, anywhere from a month to the year. The important thing with the long-term contest too is about reporting on them on a regular basis. So our President's Club, you know, we're looking at it. We don't look at it every day like we might with a short-term contest. Keep moving forward towards that contest.
Right. So how far they have to reach.
Exactly right. And then, of course, we already talked about for fun.
And you know, what I forgot to say is, you know, the short-term ones can be lesser payoffs usually. The long-term ones are usually bigger payoffs, and the for fun ones are whatever is the most fun at that time.
Right, exactly. Use your imagination. So, all right. You want winners, not whiners.
We absolutely
Very important.
do.
So, Here's a couple different ways that you can, reward out the contest. You can have a contest where you have one overall winner, which is fine. This is one, though, where I learned the hard way. If you're going to have one overall winner, you need to make sure that that the winner cannot be determined until the very end of the time frame. I set up a contest once. There was going to be one overall winner. It was very obvious who it was going to be, and we weren't even halfway through the contest. Well, all the rest of the sales team just gave up. They didn't see any reason. There was no reason to continue. So really be careful with one winner, that it's going to go right to the end, that it's going to be, just over the line type of thing to figure out who's going to win it.
Yep, and over the years, Barb and I have pretty much we don't do too many one overall winners unless it's, we talked to you about the first one. If it's the first one and it's a $20 thing, we'll do that quite often. But we don't do too many one overall winners because we really believe in the next bullet point there, and sharing the GPS contest is a good example of that. Everyone can win. Everyone is kind of on the same playing field, and we like to have a lot of winners when we set up a contest where everyone can win. We suggest that you use that as often as you possibly can.
Yep, definitely. Then you can always combine both of them, the best of both worlds. Oftentimes what we'll do with our contest is we'll have a pool of money. Say, for example, $500 will be in the pool. And as everyone accomplishes the goals, what we usually do with a pool of money first is we'll say, okay, in order to access the pool of money, everybody has to get 2 new accounts in. Once 2 new accounts are in from everyone, now we can access the money. And then everyone gets money based on, most new accounts will get $50 of that money. The person who sold the most dollars will get another $50 of that money. And then the $400 that's left gets distributed amongst everyone. So you do recognize your real bull horses, the ones that are out there going for it. But
right, and keeping everybody in the game.
Exactly.
Winning for someone else, we illustrated a couple of suggestions to you. Win for your team, win for everyone in the building, win for your graphic team, where everyone knows what's going on, and we're able to, wherever the prize is, whether it's dinner, whether it's go to the golf course like Barb had said, and then when you set something up that your team can be involved in, and you're able to win, and then reward the winnings, it's a pretty awesome contest.
Yeah, it is. It's really great because the sales team wins because they're the ones to get to say, okay, the own horn a little bit. So.
All right, let's talk about through some challenging times, and we didn't have much of a budget. I know that I didn't have a lot of numbers on some of my budgets, but it doesn't have to be a lot of money if it's fun. That gas card, that $20 bill, that restaurant trade, if it's fun, it's about reward and being able to award it. And we really want to let you know, and we believe totally that it doesn't have to be a lot of money.
Yeah, I'll give you a good example. One of the graphics up here, you see those 2 little star people. I give away star stickers. The person who has the highest percent of goal for the week. If we were going after selling some web, the person that has the most web gets a sticker. Well, at the end of the month, the person with the most stickers gets a gas card. These people fight over these stickers. It's just crazy. But it's about the recognition and about the fun of it. And now we're all duking it out. And they'll come into my office and tell me something really great they did, hoping I'm going to give them a sticker, so they'll have the most at the end of the month. So it's
That's
fun.
Awesome. And the value should reflect return. Barb says those stickers build up to something else, but those awards are for big ticket items. Our 10% over might be $25,000 worth of additional sales above and beyond last year that we reward that extra $1,000 for, and that's important. And it's important that your people get excited about those $20 contests. today that appointment doesn't get them any dollars, but it sure does get them involved and really rocketing forward to get that.
Absolutely. Yep. Trade is awesome. Anytime that you can trade for the prizes, if you have some really cool restaurants that your folks like to go to, or you may have, maybe one of your cards. Anything you can trade for. And I know, Doug, I think you said you oftentimes use trade to help out a client who might be struggling paying off their bill.
Yeah, if someone owes us money and we can use them in a contest, or we can use it in other ways, we suggest to trade it out. And a few times that's also worked into where they've gotten straightened out and the stuff has worked for them. They've made relationships from them, and then they're really ready to advertise because we've helped them out of a hole, and it's helped us also.
Absolutely. And
even if you do resent paying off, no one can know. No one outside of your office can know. You have another opportunity and learn from it and move forward.
Absolutely. All right. When to start your contest?
Well, we're thinking right now in about 10 minutes you could start your contest.
Absolutely.
And that's our goal, that you walk away with something today that gets you some way to motivate your sales staff into selling you more advertising.
Right, exactly. So, it just takes what's one thing that at the end of today would make you really excited about the day that you would, you'd say, you know what, I'll give away a $20 bill for that. I said, half pages, but maybe it's a banner ad that you're looking to sell on your website that's been hanging around forever. Just go find something that's going to get everybody going, get their attention, and go for it for sure.
Right, because you win, your sales staff win, your customer wins, you win, and that's what it's all about.
Absolutely. Good way to end the week.
That's great. That's absolutely great.
Hey, Barb, I have a contest.
You do? Let's hear it.
For everybody that's listening right now, if any of you have a contest, and on the screen, hopefully you see my name, my phone number, email address, and Barb's email address. If you have a sales contest idea that either one of us will use, what are we going to give them, Barb? We got to come up with something good.
Let me think about that. I think that.
Come on, you got something we can give them?
Yeah, I think.
What did you guys have in mind? This is coming out of nowhere.
That's why I forgot. That's why I'm asking you what the prize.
Yeah. What's a prize what do you think there, Bob?
Somebody sends you one that either one of you guys use in your operation. We'll pay for their registration and meal package at the upcoming conference in New Orleans in September.
Oh, that sounds awesome. That. You know what? Well, let's really freak Rudy out. If we can get two, pay for two.
Okay.
All right?
Okay.
Right. The rest sounded real rehearsed, but that one wasn't. I know the president's on the.
And so, that was everything we were able to rescue from our adventure in Atlanta. Obviously, we weren't able to do the Q&A from your questions. You have Doug and Barb's both email addresses and telephone numbers. They'll be happy to hear from you, and they'll also be happy to look at any suggestions you have for entries in that contest to win a subsidized meal package and registration package at the IFPA convention coming up in New Orleans this September. I appreciate your patience and your forbearance on this. We learned a lot from this particular escapade, and we'll try to do better the next time. In the meantime, this is Bob Munn, speaking for Barbara Perry, Doug Fabian, and the entire IFPA Board of Directors, saying, the future doesn't begin tomorrow. It's starting right now, this instant, with what you plan to do with the ideas you saw today. There's still plenty of time today to help your customers make some money, and you're just the folks to do it. Have a great day, everyone. Thanks for stopping in, and again, thank you for your patience. Take care.